The federal budget deficit over the next decade will be more than $400 billion less than forecast in April, according to the Congressional Budget Office. Welcome to your Wednesday lunch break. I'm Tanya Rivero. With a look at some of the numbers in the federal budget, we're joined by WSJ economics reporter Josh Zumbrin. Hi, Josh. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me, Tanya.
So the numbers here offer a bit of good news, bad news, right, Josh? Let's start with where the federal deficit stands.
Well, they estimate that this year's deficit is going to be about $500 billion. It's a little bit worse than the estimate they released in April, but that's still, that's still cutting the deficit in half from where it was just a few years ago. I mean, the deficit was over $1 trillion a year, 2008, 2009 period. So we're at half that level now. It's actually a remarkable amount of progress that's been made against the deficit. It's something that not a lot of people really predicted would happen so quickly.
And what's to account for this progress?
Well, it's been a wide array of factors between 2009 and 2014. I mean, the economy has recovered, taxes have improved more than people expected. But one of the big factors has just been the amount of budget cutting from Congress. I mean, every time one of these debt ceiling battles has flared up, Congress has had to agree to some sort of cuts. Those have finally started to add up. And then really the big one this time was the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, lowered its estimate of what interest rates are going to look like over the next decade. And that has a huge impact because one of the big budget items for the government is the cost of servicing its debt. And so when interest rates are low, it means it's much cheaper for them to do that. And so a lot of the savings that we saw in this report are a result of those lower interest rates.
And what about the labor market? Is there optimism there?
Well, I don't know if optimism is quite the right word. I mean, the CBO still thinks there's a lot of slack in the labor market, that there's still a lot of room for improvement. They don't see it really getting to that, back to normal until 2017. And when you think about it, that's really remarkable. I mean, this recession started in 2007, and so their projection is that it's going to take an entire decade before that gap is closed. So they do see it getting closed. It's optimistic in that sense. They don't see the economy never recovering. But the fact that it took a full decade to do so, that's not a very good assessment of how well we've been doing or how well we're going to do in the next couple of years.